Hello everyone, this is Defier here, bringing you a new online Napoleon Total War commentary battle. Me and Caden, the owners of this channel, command the French, and his opponent in front of him, as you will see, is Russia, and he is Shooting Star 84, as you see right here. And my opponent commands the French, and his name is Fight FM. In this battle, we'll be seeing how reinforcements from your allies' army can help you significantly in the battle, and what the disadvantages are of splitting your army apart, as along with the advantages. So in this battle, we have two major things that our allies have. The Russian guy brought 2 unicorns, and we forgot to explain the rule that unicorns weren't allowed, so we can't say he broke the rules, but they are slightly cheap. And my guy brought 2 howitzers that are ranked up 3 times, so these are going to be pretty devastating to our lines and cavalry units. So the first move that my opponent makes is he moves his left flank to support the Russians. And here's Caden's army. He sort of has his army split into 3, a holding section on the right, actually a flanking section on the right, and a middle force, and left flank, which is supposed to hold off the enemy. And here's my first opponent's move, which he's trying to destroy my artillery. They are the artillery MP'd, which is the best foot artillery in the game. They shoot 600 range and 60 accuracy, I'm pretty sure. And we're gonna see how exactly accurate they are right now. And ooh, they kill a lot of those horses. So they're pretty accurate, so my guy's gonna try to rush my artillery. But I have a Chasseur and Cheval right here, so I'm gonna charge him. And on sight, his lancers are gonna rout, so I'm gonna switch and charge his other lancers, which are not concentrated on charging my other cav unit, so their charge bonus won't matter. So we're gonna wipe out these guys fairly quickly and continue on with this fight. And as you see, they're routing now. So right here now I can start moving my right flank to support Caden, to hold off the French guy who has supported his Russian ally. As you can see, the guy's Russian unicorns has been doing some heavy damage to Caden's cavalry and line, especially his Swiss line formation right there. So right here, my opponent on my left flank has moved up very close, so I'm going to have to pull back my cavalry just to that. And here will be the start of this battle. My opponent's French troops that support the Russian guy have decided to move up, and seeing that he only has 1 light infantry, 2 National Guard, and a Young Guard there, I'm going to try to take the advantage of those militia being on his flank, and use the Chasseur and Cheval to charge him on the flank. So we're going to try to get a pretty sweet camera angle right here. So this charge is going to be pretty devastating to his militia unit right there. And I have another cav unit to attack him. And so I pulled that cav to attack his other militia unit. I have these lancers going in to do the final charge on these militia. And now they start to rout. So we're doing pretty good on this side right now. I'm getting my Chasseur and Cheval holding those guys off. And right now the Russian guys bring up a Hussar with their nice red capes to try to support his infantry units. So I'm going to pull out my cav, and I'm going to lose my Chasseur and Cheval though, because they did their job. And I'm under howitzer fire now, and unicorn fire actually. So I'm going to try to pull back those Russian Hussars to firing range of my line infantry. And he didn't, so he pulled back, and so I attacked with my lancers, seeing that they were Hussars. I was going to beat them down pretty easily. So they rout in a second. He still has a militia unit and a Young Guard and a light infantry. So right now I've wiped out 2 units over here. And here's my Fusiliers firing at his Young Guard. I mean his Voltigeurs, my bad. And I have that cav unit moving out of there to maybe go for another back assault on his infantry, but I'm under very heavy howitzer fire right now. So it's not looking good for these cav right here. So after I decided to pull him back, I didn't notice his Young Guard got in square as I start to flank him with my infantry. And it's a very unsuccessful charge, and I lose his Lancer unit right now. And sorry for this, you can't hear the gunshots a little bit for here, because my computer was being weird and it wasn't really doing it. So right now I'm being flanked by a Russian lifeguard afoot, very devastating to my line, so I'm going to try to pull back out of there before losing any guys. And my line got pretty battered up by shots in the back, so I pulled him back to Caden's line and I'm just going to hold him there now. Right now, this is my far left flank. I'm proceeding to attack him on this side now. Right now I have a Chasseur and Chevelle unit going to go around his flank, and I have 2 skirmishers to engage his Chasseur, I believe. I have a Voltigeur and 6 infantry Ligure engaging him. So I'm going to pull my cav back out of their line infantry range to not take unnecessary casualties. And right here, I finally engaged his line infantry with my Swiss foot, and I'm charging with my cav to force him into square. And even though it doesn't look like a square, it is apparently. So right now we're gonna get some free shots off at his square formation. And now he pulled over his far right flank to start flanking my 6 infantry Ligure. And in my reinforcements, I bring up 2 line infantry to support. So I'll be flanking them in a moment. And in the middle, Caden has his center cav going around my guy's middle to charge his howitzers and his general. As you can see, my guy formed a line infantry into the square, but that's not going to help. And I'm winning on this flank right now. I'm brought my cav up right now, and I charged his young guard with a cross the air, and that's going to rout them like right now. And I'm charging his chasseurs with a lancer right now. So my cav on this side was very effective, and my opponent didn't notice these cav strikes. So it routes his far right flank. So this gives us more units to attack his young guard, which hold up for a long time. And right here, he has a young guard actually coming to flank my Swiss foot. So I'm going to try to reposition them in a moment and bring him some more reinforcements to help. As you can see here, Caden's still setting up his cav right now. My opponent still has those howitzers, which have been pretty devastating throughout the game. He's trying to aim at Caden's horses right now. And I'm getting some flanked by his young guard right now, some fairly accurate shots. But I'm bringing up some reinforcements of line infantry to deal with them. And right now I'm almost finished with this far right flank, which has been continuously charged by lancers and cross the air. So I routed that whole flank, and I'll begin to route the rest of his young guard in the center of his main line. And right now Russia's bringing over some cav support. I'm pretty sure that's Yulihan and a life guard of horse, I believe, maybe across the air. So after dealing with all these young guard, I'm gonna reposition for attack on his troops, which he only has about a howitzer left and all. But right over here, I'm readjusting to my opponent's reinforcements that came from the Russians. Those were the forces I dealt with at the beginning of the video. So they're coming up right now, and in return I'm bringing up my 2 Fusiliers that I had back there, and I'm firing behind his young guard, so he's sort of in the crossfire. But in return from that, I'm getting flanked by a life guard foot. So right now it's just basically return, follow, but I've been winning the countering attacks most of the time. As you can see, I whipped out my opponent's whole right flank from countering his moves and cav charging him where he was weak. So right here we have the rest of my main force about to attack his, and the Russians still have their cav over there. And Caden did make a cav assault on his howitzers and his general, which did get rid of some of his howitzers, thank God. I thank him for that, because those were doing really devastating damage to my line. And here are my Fusiliers and his young guard retreating from the battlefield right now. And right now I'm moving up my 6th Infantry Ligure and my main line for assault on the rest of his young guard and Polish Legion. Get a close up here. I forgot to run those light infantry. And right here, the Russians are going to try to run in for a melee attack with their cav. And Caden's going to cav charge him with their lancers, which is going to do some devastating damage. While his Chasseur and Chevelle fire at his life guard of horse to get some free shots off of them. Right now I'm going to be winning the line engagement battle here. But those life guard of foot I'm very wary of, since they could easily destroy one of my units and flank him fairly easily. So his life guard of reinforce, get through, and they're gonna try to charge my main line and my supporting unit, the Brave. And I'm getting grape shots on my Swiss foot. As you can see, here's when they get to my Brave unit, which was a reinforcement. Actually, no, my reinforcements are still back there. He charged one of my Swiss foot, I believe. And we're gonna be engaging them now. So it's basically just a classic firefight. I know we're charging his cav. As you see right here, that lifeguard foot has finally come into a gun engagement with my Swiss foot, or Polish Legion. And thanks to Caden supporting cav, my opponent's general is now gone. So thank you. And right now, I'm just gonna go flank the remainder of my opponent's army and try to wipe them out as quickly as we can, so we can start attacking this Russian guy. But the Russians in return bring over a Moscow musketeer. Well, he's just putting reinforcements into a pointless cause, since his ally right now only has about 2 units left, and I have enough, well enough units to take him out. So right here we have the Brave, and to the left of the Brave we have Young Guard, which are firing at these Moscow musketeers and his Young Guard. But my Young Guard are ranked up and they have a lot more men, so we'll do good against this line infantry. But the point of this was to take out my guy first, since we saw the Russian guy was going to camp with these unicorns and he wasn't going to try to force a frontal assault, since he didn't really have any line infantry to back up his massive light infantry. And right here we're just showing some melee charges on his lifeguard afoot and Moscow musketeers. But after we would destroy this guy, Caden would have a large, overwhelming force just to envelop the Russian guy, and maybe I'd even have a flanking force to help him out, which you'll see what's going to happen. And the Russian guy has brought 2 cav units to try to support and defeat the rest of my units, but I get in my Young Guard in a square, and they sort of waste some men there. And right now, Caden got some cav to his opponent's back, and he sees the opportunity to try to charge his opponent's general. And I'm pretty sure he kills him here. Yeah, he did just kill him. So it was a good opportunity taken by him. Even though he lost that cav unit, he killed the enemy general. And while this was happening, he also noticed that he had a chance to attack his opponent's unicorns. So he's going to try to reduce as many men out of them as he can. They've been doing some pretty devastating damage to our lines. And right now he's going to force the frontal assault, which is basically the envelopment of Russia, since we have now successfully wiped out my opponent's whole army, and about, I'd say, quarter or maybe even half of the Russian army, because they sent a lot of supporting units over there. They sent all their cav and a few light infantry units. So here's Kenny's really good tactic of enveloping the enemy with taking minimal casualties. So right now the Russians have really no way of victory. I mean, Caden has been encircling them fairly well, and your unicorns aren't really bringing the damage that they used to, and he only has about 1 or 2 light infantry units left. So to the point of this battle, helping your ally with reinforcements such as cav and infantry can sometimes be good, unless you bring them too late, then they're just going towards a bad cause, because you'll lose them as well. So I'd say a good game to my opponents, and me and Cade will be making a new series soon of dual commentaries. I'll tell you you'll see what they're called when they come out. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.